So I'm Serena. I'm a fourth-year PhD student in EECS here. I work in the Interactive Robotics group with Professor Julie Shaw. And my research is on explainable AI and robotics, and thinking about how we can support people in interacting and collaborating with robots. So BaseTrax is about trying to help people understand the decision-making processes of neural networks. And so a lot of approaches there try to generate explanations that help people understand how that decision is being made. BaseTrax takes a bit of a different approach. Instead, we want to help people understand neural networks through examples. So imagine you're faced with a corgi bread classifier. This is a neural network which makes decisions based off of pictures to say, this is a corgi or this is bread, right? And so if you think about how a person might want to interrogate that neural network, something they might want to know is well, what do examples on the boundary look like? When is this classifier confused about, what's a corgi and what's bread? And so to do that, you might look for examples which we would call ambiguous, where the classifier would say, this is 50% corgi and 50% bread. And in your head, perhaps you have a picture of what that might look like, but the classifier might find very different images from you that we would say are ambiguous. So BaseTrax is a tool for systematically finding such examples, which you can then do all sorts of things with. So you can put them in front of a person and try to help them build up a conceptual model of the classifier's reasoning. Or you can put them in front of a person, ask them to relabel those images, and then perhaps retrain a classifier. And by doing that in an iterative fashion, you might take a classifier which had very different reasoning from how a human makes decisions and perform what we call this alignment step, so that the classifier and the human have these better shared goals and understandings of the world. One place where this question of how well a person understands a classifier really comes up is in the medical world these days. So classifiers can provide a lot of decision support for doctors and nurses and such, radiologists, and they're pretty good at some of these tasks now, right? So machine learning has been shown to effectively read mammograms and scans of that nature, and to quite some standard. And so a lot of doctors are thinking about either introducing them as a check on their workflow, or introducing them to really use them in diagnosis. But it's incredibly important in situations like that the doctor really, really understands how that classifier is working, when it might fail, what its behavior is like, how well it aligns with their own understanding of the patient. And so a tool like BaseTrax is a step towards the direction of helping somebody in that sort of position make these assessments and learn more about how the tool is making these decisions.